Ford Transit. This one's got the engine light on. I'm going to take a look at that. This has got a fault code. It's got the faulty vaporizer. There's like a glow plug in the exhaust. The pump for the diesel to get to the vaporizer. And the fan to control is all faulty. I'm using the car's handbook, figuring out which fuses I need, and I've got this one, fuse 5 I think it was, is a 3 amp. That one, and there was a fuse 12, is a 20 amp. They're okay. This one's 0, the 3 amp is 0 on both sides. Fuse 12 is power on both sides. But I've also noticed, right, when I go to the pump, the vaporizer pump is under the car. You see, I've got the wire disconnected. There. And there's the vaporizer pump. That wire should be on it. But when I go into the end of the wire, see, I'm trying to crawl under the car here. If I go into the end of here with a power probe, I have got 2.4 volts. And I got this, put that there. I've got the same 2.4 on both sides of the wire. Right, so my next thing was, the next thing that came up here, checking the fuses, the empty spaces, that one's 2.4. So according to this, that should have a fuse, powertrain control module, and it should be 15 amp. Alright, let's see what this does. I've got 12, well, battery voltage on both sides now. I didn't have before. I'm going to see what I've got under the car at that pump for the vaporizer now. Okay. It's not the easiest thing to film where I'm crawling under it, but here we go. So now one side is battery and the other side is 2.4. But if I plug it in to here, both sides would be battery voltage until it's grounded out by the engine ECU. So that's what I'm going to do. Plug it in, clear the fault codes. Right. Now both sides on that would be power, because it's just like, it'll go through here, out the other side, it's just like you're extending the wire. So both sides now have power until the end of this other wire that was 2.4 gets grounded out at the engine ECU. So now I think that might be all it is, a fuse. So we'll try and prime this using the scan tool, plug it up and clear the fault codes. Now it's priming, so I can plug it in and clear the fault codes. That's managed to clear all the fault codes, and all I've used is this owner's manual, couldn't think of the word then, and a power probe, and using the bias voltage at the thing and then following it back to here. Just using bias voltage led me to the position that wasn't in here as being important to that fuel pump for the vaporizer. But we figured it out using the bias voltage, so then put a fuse in, went back down at the car, checked it, and I had power down there. So it's just a fuse, but it's the way, the technique I used to check it and find out which empty space is the one that I needed to put a fuse into. Okay, I'm going to look at a wiring diagram here in the Carmen Pro. So I go into Ford, I've already looked at this. Choose the car that I'm going to look at. And you see the picture of it in the year. You go into there, I've already done this, it's the 2.2. You press on the file, And it looks like that, and you can just slide across. You can enlarge it. We're looking for the fuse. So the fuses we were looking at was fuse 12 and 3 that was in the glove, in the lid of the fuse. They're not here yet. So I'll just keep scrolling on. That's 37. Keep going there. What's that one? 39. Here's 39, right? So here's something here. You see this fuse 39, the one that's missing. We scroll it down and see where it goes to. So we go this way. We've got the fuel vaporiser, which is one thing that didn't have power. And then it goes back to the engine ECU. You see it says there. So we've got power in, and then the other side's controlled by the engine ECU. And if we go the other way, one of the wires comes down here to the heated oxygen sensor. We didn't actually see a fault code for that. But if we follow it the other way, we've got D and E. So we can go and see where they go to. And we'll see there's D. My finger's taking it out of focus, but D. So we go to D and follow it down, and we go to the glow plug relay, and this will control. See when that relay is controlled, because that's going back to the powertrain control module on this side. When that's controlled, the D will close this side of the relay. This side of the relay is the fuse 12 that we looked at. Unfortunately, I'm not putting it in focus with my finger here, but that side is the fuse 12. And that fuse was okay, but when that closes, it goes along here to the fuel vaporizer for the glow plug. So that's one of the things, and also goes around there to the powertrain control module as well. And we'll see what else we have here. For the E, there's no E there. No E. Keep going, keep going. Okay, so the last one we had was an E. I don't know where that is now. Here's something. And again, there's quite a bit on here. Yeah, maybe I've gone past it. Oh, there it is. You see E? So we follow that one. This is from the fuse box again. And it goes through here. And that's a relay, as you can see. It's the control side of a relay. So one side is going back to the engine control module. So that will ground it out to switch this relay on. And we've got fuse 26 here. And if we look to see where fuse 26 goes, it's coolant bypass valve. So that might be the fan. No, that won't be the fan. I'm looking for the fan that came up as a fault code. Anyway, there's stuff on there that I hadn't even realized, but this is just showing you how useful this is to use this wiring diagram. And that's it all the way to the end. So this stuff, Camera Pro, this is the paid version, but it's about the same as the free version. I'm sure somewhere there'll be a fan that if I follow this enough, there'll be a fan.